Hello, everyone. And we're going to start the meeting, and we'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hope everybody's been enjoying the nice weather, at least or the summer. It's been beautiful.
Cutting buckthorn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Brian Cargicotti.
Yeah, just a broken record.
I know.
Multiflora rose.
Yes, and Tartarian
Yeah.
honeysuckle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I find it's a good time to go after multiflora rose because the deer have browsed everything else. So you'll just have patches of the
yes.
flora.
Same with the honeysuckle.
And
It's the only one with leaves right now.
Yeah, everything's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I cut buckthorn trees this big around the other day.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, I counted rings and it was 45. Yeah.
That was the sort
Big old-
for everything around here.
Yeah, well, no, not, there's one that's bigger that I haven't taken out. I think that's when the rest of the area was logged, though, and that's when it,
So it's good shape for your garlic mustard plantation.
In bird occupancy.
it will be a hobby the rest of my life.
Both of us, I think. Let's see, can I get an approval of both the March and the April minutes?
So
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. We have privilege of the floor. If anybody wants to talk about anything not on the agenda. Report from the development office. Mike?
Nothing new, nothing exciting. We are down this month in applications, so maybe it'll settle for a little while.
That's okay, because some from last month got kicked to the
Yep.
Now, our schedule, we have some of the ones that had gotten pushed forward because, you know, they needed very minimal things, so they might get on some early meetings if there's room. So we're still reviewing them now. So I don't know any referrals from the town board. Do you know of anyone?
No.
All right, we'll do that. We just started.
Are you guys staffed up now? Or
No, actually, we need to hire 2 more CEOs and probably another zoning officer.
Oh, wow.
And maybe someone for the for all the water was at the end M4 and 2 and 3 what it is.
MS4?
MS4, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want an MS4
Okay.
officer too.
It's a busy place. Let's see. Maybe they will be meeting Monday. They're hoping to finish up discussions on short-term rentals. We're going to talk about farm labor housing and the other thing. I can look. I don't remember the third.
what was the second? Farm labor housing?
Yeah.
There's going to be farm labor housing and
Short-term rental and something else.
something else, which I'm not remembering what that something else is. But that will be Monday morning at 9. If anybody's interested, my guess is they'll just talk about short. That's usually quite a contentious conversation. Let's see. We're cruising right along. We have 7 referrals this week. And this is how the agenda looks when you kick it out of cloud tonight. I didn't feel like retyping everything, so I just
That was helpful. I like that.
yeah, I just attached it at the end. So if everybody's okay with that, I might do that again. Because
I think it's fine.
definitely save
Yeah.
time. So the first one we have is Scott Carter, Minty Drive. You know about this one?
Yeah, it's aside from the patio landscaping and everything that's listed there, it's also a lot line adjustment, which is he's got a flag lot on the side of 5271, and they're just gonna change that little part of the flagstaff on it. But other than that, I mean, it is down near the lake. It's pretty straightforward.
It's next to that
Mhm.
Menteith one that we
Yeah.
reviewed
Spent a lot of time on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we spent a lot of time on
They're,
that.
are they moving the septic on that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or repairing it or
Mhm.
whatever, yeah.
No. Okay, let's now one. They don't really say anything about the trees that they're removing. It looks like from the landscaping that they're looking for.
I thought Scott did address that somewhere in that application because we had asked him about it. He may have, it may be on the plans or it may be.
It was just like you know, it was like, what did they say? Proposed landscape bed. Here it is. So this is all that they had submitted for landscaping. They didn't say what they're planting or if they're planting any trees, but they're.
That's right. He had asked, he wants a list of natives.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
he asked, he goes, I want to know what I can plant so it'll help out. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, the tree committee has generated one, so there is something for them.
Okay.
But yeah, they should say, like the size of the trees that they're removing and what species they are, just so,
Mhm.
it's all clear. Let's see. And they had a note on their site plan and it says proposed landscape bed, which are like that green, it's pointing to that one of those green areas. It said mix of native and ornamental woody shrubs and perennials. And it would be nice if they actually said.
Said
So-
which ones,
Right.
yeah. No burning bush, please. Yes.
Exactly, so we don't know what they mean by ornamental and, or even native for that matter, but.
Yes, there's actually a list of native shrubs also now, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that.
Is it on what page or?
I don't know if it's up yet or not, but.
Nobody sent me anything yet.
Oh, okay, well, I will resend it because I did send that to you. I did, so I will make a note, resend the shrubs.
I can look, was the tree one available yet?
Yeah, I think so. I've got it and I will make sure it's sent to you
Okay.
also.
Yeah, that would be great. And then that will.
Mhm.
And direct Scott to that. So yeah, and there was another note on their site plan. It says work plan. Remove trees where shown, refer to landscape plan for additional tree removal from landscape architect if proposed. So they really need to clarify exactly what trees are being removed for the planning board. I didn't see them suggesting any plantings of trees, even like a placeholder, even if he doesn't have
Right.
what type. So I would suggest that they plant some trees to offset or some shrubs. And if they plant some in here, it will help to provide some screening.
Right.
So it will help the scenic view shed. See, they're doing a lot of construction around existing trees, so they should probably be aware of the root zones of those trees and avoid them. So we don't want to kill any trees.
Right. Now it's pretty easy. If you look at the drip line on the trees, that's about where the root zones go.
Yep. So that would be a suggestion for them, is to mark out some of those areas so their construction people don't run over those.
This was a lot coverage variance, is that what they were?
Well, this one,
requesting for property? No.
No, I don't think that,
I don't,
there's no variances with this
Oh,
one.
okay. We're looking at it because of the change in the landscape.
well, it's next to the lake,
Yeah. Like so.
scenic view shed. Yeah, definitely. We can always help them with suggestions too, if they're really clueless about what would be useful there.
What became of that adjacent property? Was that also a Shotland part of the family, or was that just tabled and they didn't proceed with that? Was
I believe
right on the
they've got an extension on it so far.
okay.
One's been sitting, but I think this was the property that they were redirecting water through.
Okay.
Because that was their plan, was to redirect flood water from the one to the other. And I believe it was this one that they were directing. I don't know. It would be nice if if this is the property, if they indicated it on their plans. Just so, you know, because I see there are a number of things all worked out. So. Anybody have any comments on this? Any other recommendations people have? Yeah. Kind of keeps lighting.
Up the hill.
What's that?
Say it looks like pump tanks that go up the hill to the septic system. The lake would be the lowest part, so it's probably pump tanks. I can't read it since my
This is because it's closed conditions, so I don't know if they mean existing conditions.
There should be existing conditions, ma'am, somewhere. Maybe one of the first pages. That's probably it. That's
Existing.
There you go.
I was just interested in where they're changing the septic system, where the original leach field might have been. They happen to have an aerobic system instead. I can't read it, so
Yeah,
Moving it up.
they're moving it up.
It's going up further. There are two
Yeah.
existing leach fields there, but they're making one that's gonna be up above.
Yeah, well,
One is-
if it's up gradient, they'll probably have pump tanks on it.
It violates
Alarms.
one of the two principles of plumbing, that cold goes on the right and crap flows down.
Well, that's how it goes. If your property is more uphill than the house,
Yeah.
you better be sure the pump tank's working and that the alarms are in place. It is.
Oh, they have alarms for that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Usually it's a float switch that, you know, if it, I'm sure you wanted to know that.
All right. Well, anything else? We can move on. But yeah, mine was mostly, you know, just putting in details about their landscape plan, the trees that they're removing.
Well, I will try to make sure that both of you have those lists of trees and shrubs as soon as I
More
can.
details about what they're gonna
Yeah.
plant.
Give them some options.
And some additional plantings on the lakeside. Help screen it a little more. And they don't have to plant big trees, but they always plant small trees and bushes. Those were really lovely. Great. Feel free to chime in, Mark, if you have any suggestions on any of this stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna absorb most of tonight.
What's that?
I will absorb most of tonight.
Yeah.
Probably have more questions.
So everybody gets access to this, and you can look at the plans ahead of time, you can visit the property. The landowners agree to that when they put in the application, so. There's a lot of things that we can do we can look at Encore and see how that is. Like, this is Middle Cheshire, you know this one?
Yes, this is just a new construction on a vacant lot. Pretty straightforward. There wasn't anything different about this one that I had to worry about.
And it has a subdivision too, I think, because they're chopping out like this other house, right? There's another house in this.
Yeah, they are taking, this is the one with the golf course, the putting
Yeah.
green. He's just quartering off where the house is, and the rest is going to be left alone. So it's just a very simple subdivision or lot line, whatever you want to call it.
I noticed they have a very long driveway.
Yes.
Are they, do you know if they're doing anything for like drainage off that driveway? I can see it's very,
Yes, I
it's
think
got a lot of slope.
it does. I think
Pretty.
Mike Murphy is working on that with them. There are a few places where there's supposed to be a dry well or something there.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they might have places where it's sending the runoff down to the sides. That helps.
Because that was the one thing I saw when I looked at this, I'm like, holy cow.
That driveway turns into a waterfall. It's not good. Yeah.
Especially coming out onto Middle Cheshire Road, that will probably not be appreciated. I mean, we've talked about this before, that people don't keep them up, but they have a lot of property. They could put in some nice rain garden areas and stuff. Only if people are really committed to keeping them up or not mowing them down, I guess.
Well,
Where in Middle Cheshire is this?
This is,
It's right across from the Fox Ridge entrance, if you're familiar with Fox
Yeah.
Ridge.
I go out
It's
West
right
Ridge,
across from them.
Okay.
right across from West Ridge Run.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
okay.
We'll get it on.
Well, let's let us take a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the runoff will go down the driveway, down West Ridge into my house.
Oh, nice.
On East Ridge.
At least now you got the heads up, it's gonna happen.
Keep your swimsuit ready.
A few years ago, we had a downpour and a river came down West Ridge Run, and my son and I were still watching it, and it hit Hunter's Way, and we were, please don't, it went right down Hunter's Way, down to Butler to the lake. I thought of grabbing the kayak and just, whee! It's,
We haven't had any dandies like that in a while, but they can happen.
What's this R130?
They happen
That
more
is
often.
the zoning district that it's in.
Okay.
It's a minimum of 30,000 square feet lots.
Okay.
And it's residential.
That's Fox Ridge, that curve there, there you are, right where your cursor is almost.
you know where you're,
Right here. This is the land.
oh, okay,
That's.
Okay.
go ahead.
No, here's West Ridge Run. He's up here. That's where he's gonna be building his house.
Okay.
I don't know if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it, see? And
You
he's gonna
knew,
build-
you knew where it was.
I do this act in the office. So he's gonna build like up here. For the view, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful up there.
Uh-huh.
Can you look at the layer for the steep slopes?
Sure.
That's all grass. All grass.
Yeah, right now, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not being farmed or anything.
But you
It's
can
just
actually,
vaping.
Big
Yeah.
lawn.
you can actually see the lake from.
We were out
where he's
mowing
with the
today.
house.
Yeah.
Oh, layers, that's what.
Layers.
I used to live on that road, so.
Yeah, contours.
Yeah.
Trying to do something too fun.
Percent slope, yeah.
Percent slope, yeah. About a red.
Mhm.
Not
Well,
too
which,
bad.
oh, it's,
It's
oh,
this
it's that one down.
one.
Oh,
The red is the
yeah, so,
steepest.
yeah, so that's
Uh-huh.
actually
Yeah.
not bad. He's gonna be kind of a left
Back corner.
and that in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is probably some of the flatter areas, but. Yeah, definitely deal with drainage. He's probably can be seen from the lake.
He can, yeah, they had to address the scenic view shed.
Okay, so I take it they've got landscaping proposed?
I would imagine Chuck made that
Or a
abundantly
letter or
clear.
something, a scenic view
Yep.
shed letter.
Yeah, that should be in the application.
Yeah.
I didn't
Does he
see the
know?
landscape. I didn't see it.
You guys can't see.
Oh, they were, his architect.
I saw a, this statement,
Statement, yeah,
but it was kind of,
just general.
yeah.
Gravel driveway, you know.
I think
Cost a
for,
fortune to pave something like
I would
that.
guess.
Oh, there's existing tree roads.
Single story home, so
I
that's
would
also good.
suggest that they have a more definite landscape plan that would probably help them at the planning board.
Mhm.
Because they'll want some to know that the place is being
Right.
screened or whatever, and this statement seems kind of general. to me.
Is there still the language in there regarding like, I noticed that they're putting stone and wood and earth-like materials. Is that codified, like the color or what needs to be in there?
No,
No, not really.
no, actually, the scenic view shed really just specifies the acreage. It was meant to, then to go back and add more to it. It was like a starting point, but that hasn't happened. But I think the original one that they were looking at had all sorts of stuff codified. About colors and.
Yeah, it was pretty, well, it was a lot. It was extensive.
And they couldn't get past that, so
Okay.
that's why they started with something simple, and the idea was to go back and.
Yeah, we'll just hope that Hunter Orange paint is not on sale.
They do ask.
Barn red, that's
They
everything
didn't-
for cheap.
Yeah, barn red.
$10 a gallon.
Yeah, definitely have some sort of landscape plan. Name tree shrubs. Plants.
Mhm.
And I was noticing there's not, I mean, they're not defined streams, but it looks like either when it was farmland or something, they dug in those little drainage swales.
Oh, here,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, based on the contouring too, it kind of lines up with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
They'll just wanna, I mean, they're not. I don't think they're being held or anything, but just be aware of that for the erosion coming off the site and plugging those up, 'cause I'm sure they're helping the drainage of those. Or of the areas that are gonna be working.
Is that the tree row they're talking about coming down?
Yeah, the one going from
Yeah.
northwest, that's that.
So that's why the driveway goes up that way.
Yeah, and then it comes
Yeah.
down all those houses just beyond the line there.
Yeah.
so you're
It is
saying,
really a straight shot.
Yeah, so when they do that driveway, not to mess up the drainage that's already there, but also just being aware of the houses and neighbors that are just there, because that'll be a lot of water moving down.
Yes.
So make sure they're planning for that, so they won't have future issues with their neighbors.
Yeah, there are two houses right at the bottom.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
Unless you feel comfortable donating your kayak or loaning it out for the residents.
we don't have two of them.
And I'm more
Oh,
energy
there's
type
those-
myself.
there's,
It's like a.
there's the areas you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some sidebar things here.
So that hopefully they keep some of the shrubs that are in there to help slow down stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he said in his note that they don't plan on disturbing those, didn't he say that?
Yeah, he said he was
Oh,
gonna
listen,
use
you
the
guys are
existing
coming
tree
in.
rows,
Yeah.
yeah.
It said the existing tree line.
to blend with the existing natural tree rows.
But we could definitely suggest that they don't.
More trees would not hurt.
More trees wouldn't hurt, but also trying to avoid those areas because they're dealing with some of the runoff and slowing them down.
Yeah. Well, since the house will be adding more impervious surface at the top of that. And, you know, the driveway and whatever else, whatever structures they put up there, it's going to increase the runoff and increase the velocity both. So they will need to be aware of that.
Existing putting green.
Yeah.
Oh, it actually does say that.
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, that's great.
I see that in the Apple Maps too.
Okay.
Wow. It'll be open in public.
Yeah.
Just gotta go up there and look at the property.
There you go.
Go check it out.
Gotta use the ball to see which way the drainage is gonna go.
Yeah.
Anyone else, any suggestions?
We're just hitting that list again, sorry, to the natives for
Yeah.
when they do it, just, I guess, all of these, just pin it to a, if they're doing anything with any planting.
It could wind up being a standard comment for us. We can include
Yeah,
it on
that'd be great.
all applications.
Yeah, all the new builds and,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good idea. People don't realize.
No, they really don't.
No.
That big open area that goes all the way down to the road, that's not gonna be lawn, is it?
It presently is.
It's
Lawn.
kind of more
It's all
meadow.
covered with like, some of it's meadow and some of it's mown. They have like these pathways they mow
Yeah.
through, but
Yeah.
a lot of it is meadow, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's good.
as long as they don't strip that out.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
Larger button green.
Three holes.
Set up for it.
Hi.
Well, they could definitely, do more plantings throughout there. That it?
Turn around the side. What's the etiquette when you go to look at a property? Like to let the property owner know or?
With some place like this that this is vacant, you can pretty much go out there. If you go in like it's somebody's house and they're, I don't know, putting in a new patio or whatever, you can tell them that you're there.
So you have numbers and stuff for.
We had little badges.
Yeah,
we do have.
We need to resurrect those little badges,
Yeah.
make some new ones.
It does help to, when you're going on.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah,
you can just
they
say,
look official.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can tell them you're with the town's ECB.
yeah, take something along that has the.
Sure.
You're who you are.
I flashed that at people before, yeah, here.
Yeah, you
Tree
have,
committee or whatever.
you can go out and look at that. The people should have a sign posted on their property, which sometimes does help.
Yeah.
To kind of go.
That's under consideration.
Yes, yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
So sometimes
That helps you locate it sometimes too.
Right, yeah.
Allen Road? Might be.
Yeah, again, this is another piece of property with an existing house. They're gonna subdivide that off and then build a new single family dwelling. This is in the AR1.
I actually stopped by there. There's on the Auburn Trail doing some biking on the way back, swung by. And it didn't have boots. And it's pretty wet. Granted, it hasn't, it's been a wet spring, but
It does
was
have
one
wetlands
concern.
on it.
yeah, it was a concern I had.
Have a subdivision map somewhere.
Yeah, I think.
I showed them that too.
I know I looked on Encore and it said that 7 acres of the parcel was wetland, so there's a lot of wet there.
Yep. Yeah, most of that is.
Okay.
That's the AR1, which is agricultural.
Okay. Yeah, I would ask you about that.
You can see the wetland on this map.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see that. Apple maps too.
Because they live there in the southeast corner, they're gonna build up high,
So the house is gonna be
up in that area.
area.
Yeah, and that's the site plan we're looking at now is that area of this map. Yeah.
The current house is actually right.
It's still on, yeah. Yeah.
Here's the,
Yeah, it's in the corner.
so here's the edge of the wetland.
So you're gonna put a second house.
Yeah, they're gonna subdivide this section off here and then put a house up here.
Okay.
I pull up the photo also, that would be helpful.
That would be, yeah.
Was it standard to mark out the wetland area?
Yes.
Somewhere?
Mhm.
And he did, and they marked out the buffer,
Okay.
100-foot buffer.
It's based on the FEMA maps, I believe. If you want an actual markup, we'll have to call that in.
Yeah, it doesn't
Somebody-
actually go out there and.
Yeah.
Oh, you need 100 feet.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yes.
Oh, how's this FEMA update there?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but they have updated maps now,
sure. dude.
because when we were looking at that German Brothers on North Street, and they had, last time we were talking, they had just updated, like from last summer, the FEMA maps. Yeah,
After it flooded.
yeah, we're in the middle of it, or however that was
That's
happening.
great.
Like this
They can
area.
see that
See it
fast.
in the area,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Mm. So these are like trees, stuff that we cleared.
Well, there's the, on the site plan was the goal limits of clearing.
Yeah.
Is that this?
Yeah, that's probably silt fence. And I'd say all around there into the septic area, that's all the limits of what will be cleared to put in the septic and to build a new house and garage.
I would definitely suggest them leaving as much of the vegetative buffer as they can between their building and the wetlands, because that will help catch any runoff.
Yes, always.
Boy, you know, you're anticipating more problems with moisture as time goes on. I'm surprised they would want to build there. So this is the proposed house?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so it is a dry area. Is there a setback from wetlands that they have to abide by?
Yeah, we've got it done.
That green line, I can make
Okay.
bigger.
You should have a dimension
Yeah.
on there, on that green.
The leach field doesn't need to abide by the buffer line.
What's that?
With the leach field buffer is different
That's under design. Phil Grove is designing that, so it's the area that's going to go in, exactly where, once we get that plan from him, they can put it on his name.
Then I know what type of system they're gonna need to put in there,
Yeah.
because they'll have to do some soil testing.
Yeah. So that's coming.
So this is the wetland, and then that's the 100-foot.
Mhm.
So they're outside of that for the septic too.
I think it is a modular home,
Is it?
I believe. I don't know if he sent us any, plans.
What do you mean, like the elevation?
See, Anthony puts all that cloud stuff in there.
You got the shortest route.
I'll say, you do it. No, yeah, you do it. Who knows what it'll look like when I try to do it? There'll be like tiny applications in there. I can't remember if he sent us elevations or not.
No, it's pretty slim, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I would definitely suggest again, native landscaping. Pretty,
when you go to
pretty
PRC
saggy for them, I think.
when you go to PRC and you hand out this new, this is neat, I like this.
The
You've
document,
attended the PRC committee meeting, now what?
Mm-hmm.
This is a good idea, but you could put the plantings maybe on there, or a link to it, right?
or I can put it in as a separate resource.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, that,
I think
Sarah,
it's most
worked-
helpful.
Sarah worked on that and got, suggestions from all of us on that, so. That's something that we upload to the workspace for
Okay.
people. So they can look for it there too, if they weren't to the PRC in person.
I had a question for like areas like this that might have wet soils. Is it just preferred by the town that instead of a standard leach field that's a raised and bring in sand, or does the town allow for like the open chamber stuff, or how does that?
It depends on how they want to design it, and then they have to get approval from the county.
Health department?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
most of them are raised, Phil.
Yeah.
It's clay soil, I think it's clay soil.
Yeah, if
That's
it's
what
wetland,
it's
it's
most
clay
often.
soil, and they'll
Yeah.
probably do a raised bed, all right.
Raised beds, you know.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, it's the raised.
Yeah.
Which are more pricey.
Oh, they are,
Yeah.
but
It is
that's
what it is.
okay, that's why you get them, it's
Right.
that your soil's not right for
It
it.
always amazes me how big the area for a septic is, you know, the leach lines,
Yeah,
but
but
that's how it is.
that's, yeah, it is.
Recommend the
You think-
wetland leach field system. I don't know if that's cool, but. Blended with
No, raised bed system, yeah, I'm sure that's probably what Bill Grove is designing. He does some hundreds of.
Yeah, he's the man.
He is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other suggestions for this project?
Cypress trees.
Uh, Willows, yes, willows, red osier, yes.
Things that
It'd
would
be
wet
nice
feet,
if
huh?
they had an aerobic system for their septic system, because that really removes a lot of the nutrients and a lot of the bacteria. It's, but it is far more pricey, and if he's got the 100-foot buffer, you're not going to require it, but it would be that close to a wetland, it'd
You
be
can
really
correct
nice.
me if I'm wrong, but I think the aerobic because there's talk in the offices about that. I think they're only for or I'm thinking of the peat. One of
The
them is
peat,
for
the
when
peat
you're
ones
doing
are,
repair.
yes, the peat ones
The
are.
aerobic digester,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
correct.
right, but the aerobic systems pump air
Yes.
through,
Mhm.
which gets a lot more power to clean the
Mhm.
bacteria and the viruses and the nutrients, et cetera, you get a lot better water coming out of it.
Yeah.
Just need the electric and more maintenance.
Yes, it does, it's a mechanical system, so it has to be maintained,
Mhm.
it's,
What is the peat one? Is it?
the peat is what they use close to the lake where they don't have enough room for a leach system.
Just extra.
It runs into big chambers of peat moss.
Oh, it actually is.
And,
Oh, it's an acronym for something.
No, it's
Actually,
not.
peat.
It's actually peat
Ah.
moss, yeah.
But
The
they're for
ones
more
that I've
confined-
seen,
confined
yeah, they're
spaces.
confined and they have to be maintained once in a while because all they really have to do is open them up and use a rake to fluff the peat moss because it carries enough organic bacteria stuff that it digests the waste. they're really a great thing for close to the lake where you have no room for
And they're
a
containerized,
system.
right?
They are
So it's
containerized,
like
that's right.
Sand type stuff.
No,
Okay.
no, they're not open. They are containers.
That's
Usually there's about 3 for a single family dwelling.
great. Okay.
You'll see about, but they look like big green caskets, as a matter of fact. Yes, some of the peat moss actually comes from Ireland.
You can understand.
Love it. Your little peat bog.
That's good, you
Yeah.
can picture that.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
well, that's what they look like.
It's recycling.
Yeah.
So you would make a suggestion of the aerobic if possible?
Well, I don't think that's probably necessary there, but anytime you're close to a wetland, I always, more is better than less. I think this probably, unless there's an enormous family, they'll probably be quite all right with this, but. And the wetland itself will absorb the nutrients and you may get a phenomenal growth of Phragmites or Japanese knotweed or,
Like some nutrients.
All of the invasives.
Yeah.
Any other suggestions for this one? Anyone? Okay. Susan Wade.
Because Susan Wade was in our sites last year. She was given approval for a shed over on her little parcel on the lake side. She has a divided piece. And after she was given approval, they took it away. So she came and fought it and she got it because she already built it. So at that point, her lot coverage was over 51%. She wants to add a patio to that shed now. So she's raising her lot coverage another 1.2%. So it's a small patio, it's 90 square feet, just a little concrete. But she hardly has any green left on that parcel, but
40%'s allowed. What's the
40% is allowed.
yes, in the RLD, yeah.
I remember her coming in. I think she was to the zoning board. I think she got continued because I think she originally came in with like 7 variances or something really up there. And then I think she went through with like 4 or something like that. There was quite a number. And I personally would suggest denial for this one because she's already, that would make it 53% coverage.
Maybe she just wants to get the lawn down to where she can cut it with scissors.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Photographs in there too.
Yeah.
When the town, I guess, initially took it back, was it because of lot coverage?
No, it was apparently, because when I first started here, she was given the okay, she started building it, and then the town manager at the time said, wait a second, we can't approve that. She already has, it was, like you said, it was lot coverage. And she already has too much on there. And so they already poured the concrete, and Bob Johnson was like, I already poured the concrete, you gotta help me out here. It's like, and she had the paper in her hand, permit in her hand, so.
And then I'm just thinking,
Somebody issued it to her, you can't, it's, yeah.
but following that logic, I mean, moving forward, like, it was already, I mean, are they able to use that as the precedent for that site, or is it just, you already approved it, so?
That's what the zoning board felt. They said, you already approved, we can't take it away from you. If it was our mistake, so be it. And that, I mean, the zoning board isn't thrilled about giving too much on lot coverage. They don't like doing it, but since it was already approved and they already did the work, they're not going to say to her, listen, you denied, rip it all up. That's unfair too, so.
So this
But
is
we
what
don't
she's
have
got
to
now.
add to it.
Yeah, she wants that little section right
That
there
little
covered in
section up
concrete.
Oh,
Is that
Ah,
Turkey compacted, but-
Didn't you just put gravel down?
That would still count.
It still counts though.
yeah, it's still impervious.
Hmm. Maybe she has to do grass then.
I just
Oh,
say.
for heaven.
You already
We
got away with
suggest
one
not.
thing. one-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's add to. I know.
How many square feet?
Take the wind.
90 square
90.
feet.
It's just a little piece there.
Yeah, so she
Plastic
did not,
cover.
or she has to put grass in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or impervious pavers, but then those have to be maintained,
Yeah.
else they clog up and then they become
It's like having concrete then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
it is.
How
Yeah.
about that mesh that you plant
Right,
grass in?
yeah.
What's that
Mhm.
called?
Yeah.
Just like a geomembrane type
Something like
thing. Some of
that.
them you can
Right,
nail
sandy
to the side.
Some homes use that.
Oh, she's already way over everything.
Mhm.
Exactly. She got 12+% last year.
Yeah.
I don't think she.
No.
Finish up it, make it look nice.
Yeah.
That must be like a little back door or something that goes out onto there. Then.
And they- and you said she's got a split lot, right?
Mhm.
And so that coverage is across both pieces.
Yes.
So the lake
Wow.
side is like.
Okay.
The lakeside, that's it. What you see, that little patch of green in front, that's the lawn.
Oh, my.
Okay.
That's something that really ought to
That's
get
something
looked
I
at.
aware of that.
Mhm.
It's the split lot across, yeah,
That's a good example of the lessons learned for
yeah,
the future codings.
yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
that was one of the suggestions I was gonna make with
Mhm.
updating ordinances
Okay.
was that, I think is it Gorham, they have different percentages for the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
lakeside
that's
and then the
good.
upland.
Yes, they do.
Cause that would
And
make
that's
a lot
really
more sense than
Much more
just.
sense,
Yeah,
yes,
people gaming it.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like, this is like, you hope it doesn't happen, but.
She has a
inevitably it
pit
will,
there.
is they get that-
Is that house?
Yeah. And then it stinks for
Yeah.
everybody involved, both
Yep.
sides of the.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we can figure out how to score that approval
Yeah.
by following code. Well,
Mm,
it's there.
mm.
Yeah, want to make it simpler for everybody's review if it's different coverages for each side of the
And
road.
that's 2021. They still haven't updated. But I mean, look,
Oh, wow.
there's nothing.
It's nothing. Oh, my goodness. So it's the upland part that she's adding to, correct?
No, no,
She's adding it.
down to the lakeside.
Yeah.
By the little,
but a shack.
Where's the water go from that place?
Everybody else's property.
I can see any collection stuff.
No. Just say no.
It's already excessive, let's don't add to it.
Mhm.
Her place goes right to the property line.
is that
Yeah.
parking or is that what is that? That's parking, right?
That looks.
Or you have your cursor, what is that?
That looks.
No, that's a part.
Parking.
That's parking.
Used to be able to do obliques
Oh.
on this side, yeah, it's
It's
parking.
parking.
It's a garage on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. You pull right in.
Good suggestion
So anyway,
to
it's pavement,
remove some of the driveway on the other side.
Yeah.
yeah, trade-off.
Oh, yeah.
That's a suggestion.
That's it.
Cut off the strip on the north side there.
Oh, they can trade it.
That is a workaround.
Is that a hardscape?
Oh,
Yeah. No.
She does not like blonde. All hardscape.
I think if I remember right, she asked for a patio initially, if I recall. But Anybody have anything else? Suggestion?
So we're recommending denial.
Mhm.
Sounds like they would deny it regardless.
You'd hope, yeah.
You never know.
If they already made an oops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one. Do you know this one, Lee?
A little bit. Kristen worked on this. This is just,
it's
Oh, it's
all
that
over,
one.
yeah. They're putting in a single family dwelling. It's a vacant lot, R130, septic.
I think we looked at this project.
Oh, yeah, well, they were
before.
subdividing.
Yeah.
So it's like two houses
In the Notre
already
Dame
up there.
area.
Mhm.
So this is what they're want to build.
Mhm.
If I remember right from their shoreline guideline statement, they're talking about having the existing tree cover screen them. And I know there's some slope here. I looked at the slope in. And so I would say try and leave as much of the trees as possible.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had concerns about the steep slopes and, yeah, the potentially clearing trees, but it sounds like they're gonna leave.
It looks like this is their clearing line here. Oh, that's what it says.
That dashed line going all around is your disturbance.
They did not have a landscaping plan. Yeah, I noted that their clearing and disturbance goes into the 15 to 25% slope area. So they'll want to minimize that as much as possible. And it would be nice if they planted some native trees on their property to kind of offset what they're cutting.
Mhm.
So Kevin Mulvaney is looking at this property, looked like something was pending.
He's sent different things for review. He hasn't submitted anything through cloud permit review wise, so. I'm not sure.
I saw, yeah, I just saw that listed as something which had not been completed, it looked like, in cloud permit.
Yeah, down at the bottom are all the referrals that happen.
Yeah,
So if it's getting sent to, Kevin Mulvaney or the Ontario County Planning Board.
also it potentially everything could be listed, but he not necessarily.
Correct, he might not comment on it,
all right.
but it gets sent to those people for
Yeah,
comment, so they have a chance to,
Yeah,
whether they do or not. But yeah, they had it color marked. This pink area was all the,
So,
yeah, the 15 to 25.
social stable.
So. The driveway's probably going to need some help because that's going to be steep through there.
I went up there a while back, just curious about the first house, if it was still on the top of the cliff, and that it is. And indeed, they come down, they had not cleared as many trees as I think had some concerns about.
Okay. But they definitely don't want water to come shooting down
No.
onto West Lake Road, so I don't know how they're dealing with that. That would be an issue. This is all in the steeper area.
Yeah, probably another good place for water bars for the side dispersion.
What did you say, water bars?
A water bar, yeah, that's a term for just kind of shallow type of swale that sends the drainage off to the side
Okay.
and, you know.
We can put that in as a suggestion. If it's-
Just, yeah, well, they do need to look at drainage on that steep area. Yeah. Water bars would be good on that.
And I don't see any way that they're dealing with drainage from the rest of their place. I mean, they're just figuring the trees will catch it.
I hope so. I'm sure whoever's.
But they
on the
could
other side
probably
of the
put
road
in
hopes so.
dry wells or French drains or
Yeah,
something to
Yeah.
help deal with some of the
yeah,
runoff.
retention swale or
Usually a
something.
drainage plan.
Isn't there a drainage plan?
This is a one sheeter.
Oh.
One. Well, it's
What's
gotta be on
okay.
that sheet
Yeah, what-
somewhere.
on the bottom right underneath the text box, what is
I can't.
swale?
Is swale.
Swale.
Well, okay, just swales.
Just try to get everything on the one sheet. Yeah.
Yep.
So where's their swale going?
Can you,
I can make a large.
enlarge it?
I think it's next to the
You'll see
driveway.
where they've got the contour lines.
I can't see. Is that
Adjusted
where that,
for the drainage.
is that the broken line down?
Make it bigger if you want.
There should be some notes or something.
Okay. Oops, it's getting away from.
Trees and brush. Well,
Disturbance in the-
sure, yeah.
I'm struggling with technology here. So just do it a little at a time.
Yeah. See that up going up along the driveway, they have those little cuts. You know, they go up like this, where they're adjusting the contour.
Now,
See,
are those water
like
bars?
see
of
here,
that
these
sort
are
of,
like
yeah?
little cuts
Mhm.
to channel the water, you know.
Okay.
these
Oh,
little
yeah.
symbols.
that's- yeah.
She says drainage.
No, I wanna do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what that is.
Okay.
That's how the contour.
Where's the culvert out in there? Can you tell?
There's a,
Is
It
that
looks like-
Inch,
yeah,
okay?
whatever the initials are.
there's one that looks like right
Remember
there.
isn't it really steep right there off the road?
It is.
Yeah, it is very.
Okay. But that's what that is, that's the grading of the contour. And that's for the purpose of the moving the water along the driveway. Channel, see where he says channel? Can you read that, Gary? We're right by the driveway, it says something, something channel.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Armored drainage channel.
Is that what it says?
That's already on this Apple map, that's already there.
It's already in
Yeah, you can
place.
see exactly where that line runs,
Well,
like
that's cool.
hardscaped, it's.
So are they, yeah, I would, are they dumping like the house drains, the roof drains to this?
There should be a notation where the roof is gonna go into, there any dry wells in there? Concrete wash
I
area.
didn't see any, but
Unless they're gonna
maybe,
drain the daylight or into a swale, usually that's.
They had rock dams in the initial
They
review.
did
we
initially,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the old down spouts discharged to splash
Splash
box,
box,
so
yeah.
just
Yeah.
on the ground.
just that.
Well, I mean, they could have dry wells for those,
Whatever the engineer wants
or,
to do, you know.
or French drains, or something, just, make it get more running to kind of Route 16.
I mean, there's gonna be additional houses back there too, right?
How many lots were there, like 4?
I think you're right.
Were there 4?
I mean, it's only gonna get more and more if
It
it's
will.
all flowing down there, and if they're just gonna keep on adding swale and continue to the next one. I mean, I'm hoping that that's in their design plans to that'll become a magnified issue, basically.
So deal with,
Just having the knowledge, like, that they're basically designing it for multiple lots, because it's all gonna feed over there, I'm guessing, based on the straightaway and how they're gonna do that channel. I think we talked about it.
So that's the main
I think
real
this is
estate,
what we
that's
discussed
all
before,
lots.
because like
Yeah, we did.
before it was like really just gonna be pouring into the road there.
Right. Yeah,
so this is dumping to just the ditch by the road then?
Yeah, it's catching the whole inside coming down and then draining it around there, basically.
14 foot wide.
So they're gonna build more towards Foster that we're talking about. That one.
It's in south of Foster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, South Foster.
so there's 2 houses now, this would be the third, I think, is that right? But there'll be potentially another 1 or 2.
Yeah, this might be more
The
current.
one way back at the, I think, isn't it like the last lot that was there that was developed?
That was the first one.
The last one
Yeah, the
was
last
developed first.
Oh, okay.
They don't show them yet.
No.
It's not updated.
I thought this one might be a little bit newer than Encore, because Encore's 2021. Suggestions that people want to make?
Refer to previous comments and other iterations. Just to make sure they're factored in.
Check dams.
Okay. So controlling runoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
particular concentration on water.
Are native landscaping content?
Oh, yeah.
Tree lines being removed, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just not on the leach field area.
Yeah, definitely minimize the mobile. Alright. Anything else? Yeah, maybe. That one wasn't very helpful. Sometimes
I'm not.
Sometimes those can help because they're a little newer things. Purdy Road.
That is 135 manufactured home proposal. They want to do this in, we met with Greg McMahon. They want to do this in phases.
Yeah.
And there's a lot he still has to bring to us, but Kristen worked on this tirelessly. They had to keep revising the size of the lots because they were going to need about 87 variances. So I was like, okay, you got to work on this so you can get these things right size. And so we did a lot of work revising it, but it's still a long way off.
We'll see this many times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did notice that this will take a long time to come
Lots
up
of
completely.
sheets.
This has got a lot of sheets.
33 sheets.
And the landscaping ones are down in like 21. 22 stuff in that area.
What is so for these ones is like DOT have to review these because of the number of cars that will be added to.
Yeah, but I don't think
That turn here.
no.
Maybe, I
You
don't.
mean like a traffic study?
Yeah, if you're gonna be adding that many homes in that corner and you can only make the right out of there unless you're going down to your and stuff.
Well, there's an entry off of Brickyard and maybe there'll be an entry off of Purdy as well.
There we
go.
Okay. So
We'll see.
Yeah,
That's
there's already
gonna
a
try.
ton of manufactured
Yeah.
houses out there.
Yes, there.
yeah, yep.
It's gonna
Just
take a while.
freeze on
Yes, it's gonna take a while.
They're preserving like how many acres are they conserving?
Doesn't say R1.
No,
It's not moving.
And this is outside of the degrees.
That's just you.
There is a big wetland area down the hill from all this,
Oh,
yeah.
some of it.
I was
Battle for
darn
Brook.
close.
There's a brook down there.
It's the name of the green space, right?
Second.
That's the green space, Phragmites Junction.
Yeah, they're coming up.
We don't.
They're hanging tight.
Strategic farmland on map.
It's a sad day when you're rooting for the Phragmites because they're not winning.
I know it is the same thing. It's terrible.
And explain that there are natives like the Phragmites.
There are native Phragmites, but
Well, I did
they don't
notice.
stand much
I'm
chance.
gonna stop trying to like move this one around. It's not moving very well. I'm just going back up here.
So is this part of an affordable housing initiative? Because these would be.
Well, this is a long time,
It's a mobile home, it's a
community
manufactured
of
home community.
On the town is
And they
very,
want to expand.
sort of a trailer park.
Let me go back up to the top to just.
the town has pretty defined areas of where this construction can occur.
Here.
Here, there's phases.
Officially,
Yeah.
no.
Mhm.
They did have some native trees that they would use as trees. They would use small ones like serviceberry, redbud,
Yeah,
river birch.
Yeah.
good stuff, yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
have.
there are some river birch out there already. They're doing nicely.
They have
Yeah, but that.
blue and white spruce
Fast
along
growing.
the edge there.
Pretty good.
Oh, just from 332.
Yeah.
They stand wet
Um,
and clay soil.
They have a rec area. I think it may be
Under phase two,
under
right in that
phase two.
space there, yes.
They had some sugar maples in that area.
Mhm.
So I think they're trying to,
Mhm.
That's a big open area there, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they were trying to do some,
Mhm.
I mean, these are pretty small places.
Mhm.
Let's see if I can get one.
Yeah.
There's a sketch.
So
that
just below
shows
phase
one that
5
was
is the
typical.
creek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. This
When
is
you get there,
really
it's
slow.
like the size of the lot and the unit on it and like 2 cars parked in it and it says typical, like the size of the
Mhm.
lot,
Mhm.
but it's still going.
Like right off the bat, one of the comments I had was just, with the green space area, we ran this before, just having the connectivity to the surrounding like landscape and wetland
There it
area and
is,
creek
just right
area. Just for wildlife, I mean, that's something,
Oh,
Yeah,
here.
that's what it's.
instead of just having an island.
Typical lot
between
line.
the lots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What was that, Justin? I
Just,
didn't-
like right now, like conceptually, it's great to have that large green area, but it's so disconnected from the surrounding area. And I know in the past, we've talked about having corridors or some kind of design feature in there. To kind of allow for
Yeah,
wildlife, people, whoever, just to.
to connect it to what's already there, yeah. Mhm. Because there is a big wetland there.
Yeah. Sure, you're gonna get a lot of deer moving through there.
Don't plant tulips.
Or hostas.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those are deer candy.
They are. No arborvitae.
Yeah.
every yard has to have daffodils, even though they're not native.
So you would suggest having,
Just more like green space connectivity, I guess.
Yes. Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
especially with the more open areas.
Mhm.
Yeah, like if they're gonna have a large centralized green area that they're kind of planning for to set aside, try to connect it as best you can to the surrounding areas.
Mhm.
I know that's probably a lot to ask, just if they're as far as design and stuff, but.
Well, I think residents would like it too, if it was easier to get.
Yeah, that's nice for walking
Mhm.
trails,
Mhm.
it's pretty, if it's planned in it, it's
Mhm.
pretty easy to do.
Mhm.
Who's the developer? Who's doing this?
Well, the applicant is,
Gerber.
did you say Gerber?
Gerber is the.
No.
This is Greg McMahon.
This is
Yeah.
Country Estates.
McMahon's the engineering company.
Yeah.
Vince Burke is the property owner. Oh, yeah, property owner.
Mhm.
Design, yeah, and then the designs.
How long ago was the original? I guess, but a long time ago.
Quite some time ago.
The other
Yeah.
development?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been, it's
Mhm.
long standing, yeah.
I believe John Romatilla.
He does, John lives in there somewhere, yeah.
Mhm,
He loves it.
mhm.
I think it's fine. I mean, they've already got houses there. Oh, here's
Oh,
your,
there's the-
this is the green space.
Yeah. Nice. of
Oh, so there is some like
Playground,
pedestrian
yeah, playground
walkways.
walkways there, so.
Mhm.
So there's a little connectivity.
On that left side, though, it's like a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would be nice if they had something that came out this way.
Yeah.
A deer trail going.
Will be.
Oh, those houses put hostas in there also.
Yeah, so I mean, you have the openings there in the southeast corner and the southwest there.
Yeah, that's.
Just maybe expand, I mean,
Mhm.
and it's other houses.
There's sidewalks in this, right?
Like there's.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's not like a playground, like a court or something.
yeah, in the center, yep.
Mhm.
Okay, can I have one court off to the left?
It looks like they might be able to travel out of the wetland and, yeah.
Like
That's good.
pickleball down there.
That's probably what it is.
They have like a pond here for like stormwater.
That's something that they would had to work on. They haven't,
Okay.
I don't think it's in there, but I didn't look through all of them. But that's something we discussed at PRC with them.
Mhm.
I know a lot of residents like to walk around those sorts of areas, so they could definitely include that, you know, where they have some,
Mhm.
just some grass trails around that.
You got a fishing pole.
Well, I mean, it's appeal. I mean,
Right.
people like to see
It's fine.
his geese.
Almost like it's a goose magnet. Which is not necessarily a good thing.
When kids and I were traveling.
People will go watch the geese, so.
Oh, some of them are incredible. Yeah,
Hysterical
yeah.
fun.
The Lord's Dominion is one I like outside of
Yes.
Batavia.
Oh, the best one I ever saw was the Swan Lake Ballerina Mobile Home Estates. I ran off the road.
And since this is preliminary, if there's any other comments that you have about anything that might help them. I don't know if they've got lighting plans and stuff.
No, actually. Did he have a lighting plan? I think he just, we asked him about a lighting plan. I don't think they had it completed yet,
Mhm.
but they're talking about dark sky compliant.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Just trying to think of the things that they should.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like I remember all the iterations we did, like it's a little bit different, but end of 21 across from Miller Park there, just
Pierceburg.
or yeah,
Yeah.
just the amount of iterations for that, and then eventually making it more hospitable with everybody there, and finally, just like that was a good project to kind of
They did a lot of conservation there.
yeah.
I don't think they.
No, it's a little, it's
option
different,
here.
but just like some of the generic ideas and
Yeah,
they seem like they could be applied to a lot of the different projects.
but definitely it's like, we think, include like the stormwater areas, it's just like, you know, some green space that people can walk around and wildlife can walk around. That would be nice.
Well, they will have geese, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I need to run.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, nice meeting you.
Tree too.
So. Let's have.
So, I checked to see.
Any other
Your
comments
son
people have for
shadow
this one?
somebody at the VA. And it didn't pan out, unfortunately, but I want to get back to the.
Well, so
Housing is needed.
housing is needed.
Agreement that-
It's already a place that has some dense housing.
Yeah.
I'd rather have dense housing in like
Yes, it
Already has.
already has it, and this be spreading it out, I know.
Mowing
Me
down
too.
more trees or.
Yep.
Farmland or
Yep.
something.
Yep,
What's impactful?
All
What's
for it.
happening in Farmington?
oh, yes,
And this is close to
need
the
it.
Farmington line.
Yeah.
yeah, it is,
The bleed over.
yes, the housing that's on the other side of, Purdy Road is interesting.
Yeah, housing going in everywhere.
Yes, yeah, well,
All right, are we done with this one?
yep.
That's exciting.
We'll see it again.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. Getting down there, good luck. Gilmore's, you know about this one, Mike?
No, Kristen worked on this too, but it's straightforward, single family dwelling on a very large vacant lot, wastewater treatment and a well. It's in the RR3, so I don't think they're close to Barnes Gully. They might be.
What's R3? That's a real.
It's another zoning district. It's
There's a lot of stuff.
AR1, AR2, or agricultural, R2 is the next agricultural one, but it's a little more residential.
Oh, okay.
But you have the right to farm there as much as they are.
What's that?
No, I didn't go to the houses. I was trying to determine where it sits,
This is the Seneca Point.
where it sits on a big lot.
Oh,
It's not that far off the road, not really.
let me see if they got another one.
That's a huge one.
Yeah,
Let me try.
it's 13.45 acres.
This is,
No, it's a abandoned, that's something.
yeah.
You have the Encore
I
still.
can do Encore. It is hard to guess where they're putting it when you only show like a little piece.
Yeah, this one's a holdover from last year. Got ran out of steam, and he's bringing it back. So we're trying to get him into the process quickly.
Your fingers are hitting me though. Need new Encore pictures.
Yeah. So
I had a number of years.
years.
Well, that would be Barnes Gully, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
So they do border Barnes Gully.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the property we just looked at up here, right?
For who?
Yeah. The Roides. It's up there, right?
No, it's further up. It's
It's up further.
4965, I believe. So
Oh,
Barnes
no.
Gully is further up, actually.
So yeah, so that's not Barnes Gully.
It's something though,
It is,
some kind of tributary.
and you can see it. So you're putting the house in place.
Can we see the site plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the southern line there, so it's
Oh, this.
more in that corner.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more in the south. Yeah,
Looks like it's crowded, yeah.
Way away from the.
Looks like it's way away from
This-
the gully.
It's just clear, nobody's farming this or anything. Yeah. That's a lot of mowing. Yes. My siblings do.
So it's going in that lower corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's already. Crap down there.
Yeah, it looks like they're already doing some land work
Yeah, I
there.
don't know when this one was taken, but.
That one's definitely updated. Compared to what the county still has 2021.
I guess let them wrap here, let's say.
I don't know like, how often they take their photos.
I know the Google Earth, which is, I believe, what this uses. They have all sorts of different dates on their stuff.
Looks like he's hanging it.
Hay bales, yeah.
Thanks. I was like trying to figure out what those were.
Oh, wow.
I have an intimate acquaintance with hay bales. Long standing.
So it was being farmed.
It is being
this,
hay, yeah.
this picture was taken.
Mhm.
I know where that piece is.
Maybe they'll keep
Yeah,
doing
it's right
that.
before you get to Old Westlake Road.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would encourage if they're already like making hay on it to keep making hay
Yeah,
rather
the
than
meadow is great. It's
Yeah.
That was great.
It is a rare habitat anymore.
Okay, too early.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what they do with the bales and what kind of vegetation it
There's
is.
probably some kind of note about what they're gonna do with the grounds.
Sometimes
Somewhere, all these notes. You know,
I'm not gonna try and figure it out
there's a
right now.
lot of notes.
There's a lot of notes there.
Mhm.
You know, those big documents like the other one was kind of unusable almost with the 33 pages, but I could put another sheet or two, like these one sheeters. Take some of that detail.
Yes, tell the sheet.
I guess we got it because of the tributary running through there.
Mhm.
Mhm. Looks like they're staying away
Yeah,
from it.
yeah.
Mhm.
We got a lot of floor plan stuff.
That'll just be the survey now.
Yeah.
Going nuts. It's easy to avoid variances on this one.
Mhm.
Any suggestions for him?
Mhm. Keep the meadow.
Mhm.
You guys closely as much as possible.
I don't know it all. Yeah. Don't turn it into lawn, in other words, yeah. Just keep it meadow. Yeah.
Nice little putting green, far right. That's not in the scenic view shed, is it there?
No.
It'd be too far away.
You should have no reason to take out any more trees, but
No, looks like they've got pretty clear. Yeah.
it's clear.
Mhm.
Don't have a lot of.
No.
We can ask, so it's also being used, the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep paying.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That'd be great.
It's a open space.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think is our last one.
Okay.
Back to the agenda, which-
Mhm.
We had a big referral list this tonight because there was a lot of, was it 18?
22.
22 at the last month's applications committee. Newsletter.
Mhm.
We have an article from Patty that will be in the upcoming issue, which will be going out Monday. It's on pollinators, bees.
It's all about bees. It's all about
Oh,
that.
good, yeah.
I attended the seminar at lunch on Monday, and it was about pollinators.
Mhm.
It was so interesting. they were talking about the importance of wild bees, which I didn't really, I always think of honeybees.
No,
Or carpenter bees or.
mason bees,
wild bees.
yeah,
It was very
leaf cutter
interesting.
bees, yeah.
But talking about, keeping lawn areas, I think they mentioned the town of Victor requests when someone is putting in like new lawn, that they keep like 70% meadow. Or use meadows amongst solar panel farms, you know, to do that, to, you know, pop the wild leaves and such around, so different towns could make those suggestions. How would we do something like that as a group if we, like we were just saying, it would be nice to have a meadow, but some towns have actual ordinances or laws
Well,
about it.
That would be
that's
good.
what it would be.
Yeah.
We could make a suggestion.
Uh-huh.
We might wanna look up what Victor
Yeah.
has
It
for
is
language.
specifically mentioned
Let's look
Victor.
for it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we do is we kind of like look for those, cause then it gives them a starting point. And they may or may not, you know, think it's important or whatever, but it's something that we can spend some time with.
Yeah, I think
You
that's
said
a good
Victor.
suggestion, yeah, great.
It was just really a neat
Uh-huh.
suggestion, and it was very an interesting seminar. It only
And-
ran about 45 minutes, but
I can look for the code, in Victor. They might be on eCode, when people are. And, maybe I can find it and I can send it around, and it's something that we can suggest.
They talk about mason bees and like leaf cutter bees and those
they
guys.
mentioned wild bees.
Yeah, well, those are
And I,
native
when
wild
I was
bees, yeah.
writing my article about bees, I did find some information about wild bees and all these facts that are so not a honeybee.
Yeah,
You
right,
know?
right.
But I didn't really go
Yeah.
into too much, but
Yeah, they don't
Yeah, it's
defend
whole
their
article
nests
on
for
its
one thing,
own.
they don't sting, so.
no, they don't.
Uh-huh.
They lay one egg at a time.
Yes, they'll,
But the honeybees take the food from the wild bees.
Yeah.
Also, very interesting.
yeah, they're predatory on.
You know, I've got some of the leaf cutter. It's neat. Because
Yeah,
they
they
cut a
make
nice
this little circle, yeah, and they use that, the mason bees use mud and wall off each egg, you know, they are really cute if you look at them under a magnifying glass. They have, they're very small. They have little mustaches. You know? They're fun to show kids.
But they kind of dovetails with the pollinator pathways.
Well,
that I was
that's
talking
very
about.
good. Excellent.
Yeah. And maybe we can do something.
Yeah.
That'd be a good long-term project.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Build it right in all the solar stuff we do and.
But in
Mhm.
planting, like meadows around solar panels.
A no-brainer,
Instead
yeah.
of,
Yeah.
you know. Then you
Well,
don't have to
actually,
mow, it's just
Yeah,
nature.
yeah. Or you can throw white clover seed
Mhm.
and it grows 4 inches tall.
Yeah.
They had.
It does bloom, doesn't get big. No.
The Ag Committee, they had, when one of the people were proposing solar farm on County Road 30 and Michigan Road. They had the one guy come in and talk about raising sheep.
Yeah.
And they have a seed mix that they use that they call Fuzz and Buzz. And it's supposed to be good for pollinators as well as
That'd be great.
the sheep.
Yeah.
So
So,
bunch of seed companies that do that now.
Yeah.
For
so I thought it was interesting, and I guess sheep aren't the only thing. Some people do like some of the flightless ducks and things like that, you know,
Yeah.
they'll put,
Well, geese eat grass, you know, yeah,
they eat a lot of grass.
Don't
and
put
poop a lot.
Yeah.
They won't have anything,
They
right?
said, well, they said goats were no because they'll jump up on the panels.
True.
They damage things, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
some of
said-
the newer ones will actually put them up higher. I mean, you gotta request it with your solar, company.
Mhm.
So, because like they're actually farming underneath some of these solar farms now in the rows. Just, that's an expensive mess up if you don't turn right. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like how I'd mess.
They basically were using the sheep as lawnmowers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so it was just vegetation control, so if at some point lawnmowers are cheaper than sheep, they would go to that. So it's just vegetation control.
Yeah, the farmers like it if they're raising them for production, and
Yeah.
they sell the meat, with the lambs and stuff
Yeah.
like that too.
Yeah, they were meat lambs or meat sheep. So. Very good. Anybody wants to do an article for the upcoming issue? The deadline is May 24th.
Is that you, Eric?
Yeah, I'll either do the point kayaking on Canandaigua Lake, the feasibility of it. And if there's not enough on it, I've got some good material on hemlock trees and woolly adelgid, which
Oh,
is,
yeah.
you know, Canandaigua classic.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that is.
Yes.
The need to preserve those ravines like Barnes Gully, and the microclimates they provide, the benefits for the cooling the water and shading.
A lot of people don't realize that those places really need that cooling.
Mhm.
And the erosion control
Yeah,
up and down the
Yep.
gully and others.
yeah. Big networks of roots holds the gullies in place. Yeah,
Very nice.
very good.
Display case. I like
Oh.
your ephemeral.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking, Pat, you were talking about ponds.
Yeah.
If you, I was thinking that would be a nice summer
Display?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to present that as a project, you know,
Mhm.
it's kind of churning upstairs here. You know.
No, I
That
was
would be good, 'cause
thinking,
there's all different kinds.
oh, yes, well, I was thinking maybe, you know, all of the biosphere that's around a pond and in the water and, you know, and all the things. So I was kind of thinking about that for a summer display. So I will ask you for input.
Yeah,
If you
maybe
have
we
lots
can,
of good stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe that'll be.
and
the
I'll
summer
put in.
presentation. We'll try to get
yeah,
something.
okay.
So when we come up with a project of what we're interested in writing about, where will that go? Like on the ECB webpage or?
Mhm.
It could be depending on what it is. So like Justin was talking about.
And, which sounds like I got some material to use for it, and also,
Yeah,
we're talking the same thing, basically,
Yeah.
tree board.
Mhm. Mhm.
and if you wanted to focus on green plants, it didn't really dovetail with what they had.
Yeah, I actually like attaching that's everything, that's an even better
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
Adding the plant list, like,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Really good.
so they get it no matter what,
Yeah.
you're not relying on just grabbing a handout at the front desk.
And a lot of
Send it
people
to
that
us
don't
in
come in.
Yeah, yeah,
Send it
sure I will.
over.
Mhm, sure.
I'd like it.
Sure enough. Mhm.
So,
I was over the Audubon site.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen that?
No,
Audubon.
I know
name the
Audubon
plant,
has
put in
a,
your zip code.
zip code.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Bird
thank
friendly.
you.
That's cool.
I like the
I'll do that.
the New York Floral Atlas too. We're looking up what's native and not native.
Mhm, yeah.
It's a really great resource.
Actually, you could look at White Oak Nursery plant list and you would have the greatest list of native trees you could possibly, and, you know, for sale locally, actually, even. Yeah.
Amanda's down in Dansville has nice, if you're looking for green plants,
Mhm.
she's got both shade and sunny and all sorts of conditions, so it's a nice place. She's got an event this weekend, so if anybody's interested, she'll be there.
Mhm.
So. Yeah, your projects, you can share information here. That's actually our next topic. So if anybody's got updates, they can share them. Or if they need advice or whatever. I think Eric sent an email. I didn't read it because I saw the email right before I left.
Yeah, I included you in on it. I just an introductory email to Lindsay
Mhm.
Prairie on the possibility of a community workday up in Onondo Park to
Mhm.
clear out invasives. I know it'd be a drop in the bucket, but it'd be more of kind of a community team builder and awareness program, as well as something that could, tear out a whole lot of multi-floor rows and other nasties up there,
Mhm.
even if we staked
Yeah, well,
out.
I would like to do that too. I'm a pro.
You want me to be leader?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'll be in charge of the goat crew. Make it
Bring
easier
the
on myself.
goats. Oh.
Good work.
Beer and pizza.
Oh, oh,
Edith, I'll send that to you too.
okay,
Yeah.
please, yes,
Just,
yes, that would be good.
The initial,
Well,
I got some bulleted questions, the feasibility of it, liability issues,
Mhm. Yeah.
would volunteers need to sign a waiver?
I'm sure we would, yeah.
So we should have a follow-up event at Damon Farms if they'd like to come up in the woods with me.
Yes, I have a buckthorn clearing project.
College credit,
Why not?
continuing education credits, we got 'em.
Oh, I'll provide marshmallows and.
Very nice. Yeah.
Well, I also asked her if anything like this has ever been done to her knowledge before in the community.
Yes.
We tried here, but it was a lot of red tape.
Mhm.
But that wasn't on one of our parks, so that was, well, I think it was doing this road cleanup. Or
Yeah,
pickup
summer,
route.
yeah.
Right, it
we
was,
wasn't
yeah.
Able to materialize.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I think, there's the I Love My Parks Day, and that has volunteers come into all sorts of different parks.
Yeah, find out when that is.
It would be this Saturday. It's the first Saturday of the week.
Bucket.
I still love
Maybe
that
next
day.
year.
But it would be, you can always do whatever you're planning this year, but it might be something to, merge up with that, and then you can have a wider community audience.
Mhm.
The I Love My Parks Day, there's a website, it's through the Parks and Trails New York. And you can sign up through there, and you can get t-shirts, and you get added to their list, and so volunteers could sign up right through that website. So, they do a bunch of heavy lifting for things, and they can send you banners and all sorts of different promotional materials.
Oh, okay.
So for every year, just continuing.
Yeah, yeah.
So for fall on years, that might be a nice thing to dovetail with.
Right.
Mhm.
It'd be a lot of logistical work, a lot of organization. Who's gonna bring tools? Can they bring tools?
And that's things that the I Love My Parks, you can specify, bring hand pruners or whatever, gloves, you can specify things that people should make sure to bring with them. You can say if it's appropriate to bring kids.
Okay, I'll look to that for some ideas.
Yeah.
Part of me feels a group of machete wielding suburbanites running around Onondo Park. Oh dear, what have we done?
It's all good as long as they're following my son, we're good.
I know when I was working at Sonnenberg Gardens, we made great use of the I Love My Parks Day. So it is a nice event to kind of join up with.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything about their projects?
No.
I haven't done anything. I was behind.
Yeah.
Because I had my health issues, so. Yeah, anything you want to do, Patty? However you think would be a good way to do it. Whether it's handouts or you want to have somebody come and talk, or I think anything is possible.
Get it out of my brain and Not just something else.
Membership updates. Mark, if you want to let us know if you're interested,
I'm definitely interested.
you want us to vote, or did you want to like get back to us?
I can, yeah, you can vote, it's fine.
Well, I will propose then that Mark becomes an ECB member. I just need I made a motion. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Hi,
And so
just like that.
it's just
That was eight.
Well, you're in. Yeah, you're in.
What did I
That's
do?
great.
And what we'll do is, I'll let Sarah Reynolds know, so she'll pass it to the town board, because then they'll have to appoint you. We voted on it, and then they do the appointment.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Happy to have you.
Thanks.
And,
I'm gonna check out Eric's, like, you're working on the book for new people, right? The materials for new people.
Yeah, I gotta get to that.
I need it now. I can be your guinea pig.
yeah, no, if you have any questions, I'll give you access to Club Permit. So you can look at the upcoming, in Cloud Permit, if you wanna like get ahead and start looking at things early, you can just get into it and look at future, see there's nothing yet on the June,
Oh, okay.
but at some point that, I'm the one that will populate it, but at some point it will like look like this, hopefully not this many. Usually we get like, maybe like 1 to 4 a month.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't usually get 7.
Mhm.
But you're welcome to, like you said, visit things. You can look at the plans online. I rarely get out to them because I look at the plans online. I don't usually get past that, but you can take pictures and submit pictures that you've taken. There's a lot of fun things.
Okay.
But,
Well, once I get access, maybe I'll meet with you.
Sure.
Maybe a little tutorial.
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, thanks.
There's a resource, boundary resource you can use. In the meantime,
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we have any, I don't think we have any bound of those left, but borrow my copy for as long as you need it, and it's a great way to familiarize yourself. It includes all or most of these maps.
Oh, great. Okay.
And
Who doesn't have one of those?
I must have one somewhere.
Because I can see if we can maybe get.
It's a November 2020.
I could easily be a big old drawer at my house.
Yeah.
But I could see.
Yes.
Yeah, those. Copies.
You have this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, they're very happy.
It's a PDF on the website.
Oh, okay. Okay. That'll be good. Yeah, I'll file with you.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you have it
I'm
too.
an old fashioned book guy. Coffee book guy.
I think like so.
I like to
I
make
do
things
too.
larger.
If you go to the website. And if you go under the departments and government, one of the boards is us.
There we go.
Okay.
Mhm.
And there's a number of resources, so that would be. Which one is it? Oh, there it is.
Natural resources.
Okay.
It's right there. It's big too.
There you go.
So, but yeah, that's right on the website, and you can download that from there and.
Great, thanks.
And if you want to submit articles or do projects.
Yes, or display cases.
I'll start doing stuff.
Okay.
We're definitely happy to have you.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about, or tree board? Sorry,
Oh,
I didn't want to
Um,
bypass that.
we walked around the adaptive playground with Mike. the, person whose ideas and he's the committee sort of, talking about where big trees would be appropriate and where they would be disrupting the surface of this. And Dan Marion, who is the expert, did make some suggestions, formal suggestions, because tree roots under those surfaces would be a real disaster.
This is Motion Junction.
Motion Junction, yeah.
Yeah.
I live in.
Yeah, it's a great place. It is a fantastic playground, and it would be a real shame to have anything. They have some trees that are planted there that we've recommended they move to the perimeter. They are just have been put in, and we're also looking at, are having trouble with the mulch that's in it because the kids run through it and it gets all over the place. So probably ground cover is something instead that we talked about. But we did make recommendations, and he was very happy to get them and very receptive to what we had to say. Dan Marion did write it all out and give it to him. I could probably forward that to you if you're interested too. We are going to be touring some of the town properties. Is it this coming Saturday? I'll have to take a look. We, in general, try to visit all of the town properties, the cemeteries and the parks at least once a year, and inspect the trees and see what may be causing problems, and making recommendations as to any kind of planting or pruning or whatever. The guys who are working for the park now are terrific. They have been just great. They haven't killed a thing since, which is a real departure. The first year we went there around, we found black plastic circles around dying trees and shrubs because it was not letting any water or gas exchange or any of this sort of thing. Yeah, so they've been very good, and things are looking much, much better. I cannot commend them enough. They are just great. So the tree committee did order something for Arbor Day, and I think that's, we're looking at where dead ash has to come down. We're also looking very carefully at the ailanthus trees that are in Sandhill Cemetery to see if those are lichens or if they are egg masses from spotted lanternfly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm bringing my binoculars. I have a little problem with vertical things. So we will be reporting on what we find.
There's still none in the county, right?
They've found them, yes.
Probably
they have found. They've found some adults. There have been infestations of hatches in Monroe County. And so we are hoping everyone is keeping an eye out for the things. Squash them if you report them, if you find them. The ailanthus trees are the native hosts, of course, for that. So, and Sandhill Cemetery is just rife with ailanthus trees, huge, big, old ones. It is a bit of a problem because the perimeter of that cemetery is a bit indefinite. It really needs to be surveyed again. Several of the cemeteries are kind of iffy as to, is the line where the fence is it behind the fence is actually is the fence in the right place. And, you know, we cannot go cutting trees on somebody else's property, but some of those Lanthus trees really ought to come down, particularly if we begin to find infestations of this bug, because it's a definite agricultural danger. Yeah.
Do they use things like that as a trap crop for them? Or?
No, they, you know, for one thing, the trees, they are just where they prefer to lay eggs. Okay. They are a host.
They are laying everywhere.
But, well, we haven't found that many of them in Ontario County yet, but there's some real iffy looking things, you know, you don't want it on the county, on the town property infesting everybody. You know, so the last thing we really want to do is be responsible for that.
So if those trees span over like the line onto private, can you get permission from the landowner?
If we need to, we will approach them, but if there's nothing showing yet, then probably that would not be.
Okay.
They are a pretty tree. They're weak wood, and they do splinter out, and
So not
they-
good for ice storms is what you're saying.
yes, right. And the flowers on some of them stink to high heaven. They're pretty not a great tree. And they do spread like crazy. They seem to send out some sort of chemical signal if you cut one. You've got a few, 15 minutes or so, and it sends this chemical out through the roots and tells you that, and they will sprout all over everywhere. Yeah. Ailanthus, tree of heaven. Yeah.
Or tree fell.
Yes, somebody else called it that, but they will sprout just about anywhere. There was one in the traffic circle at the church where I play organ, and it did splinter and come down in a storm. And it was sprouting out of the rocks, the stone walls in the church. It was sprouting out of the basement of the house next door.
Spray them after they
Oh yes, immediately, really quickly.
And where's Sandhill Cemetery? Sandhill.
It is on Emerson Road, north of town. Yeah.
Sandhill.
Yeah, it's you can go, there is Sand Hill Road, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the cemetery is actually on
Edith, is it
Yeah,
on the
it's
one
right
next to
there. Yeah,
historic
it's right there.
sites?
oh
Yep.
yeah, probably is.
Oh, I see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Sand
I
Hill
see.
Cemetery, yeah. There were some or you go down Sand Hill and go
Yeah, I know.
left, yeah.
I know where it's at.
Right. Yep.
It's not a huge cemetery.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
old.
Yeah, yeah.
It's old. None of these cemeteries are huge. They're not, it's nothing like,
Basically, they became the town.
They're
owns
town
them when
property.
the,
Mhm.
family or the organization that ran them dissolved. And so then the town
Oh.
has to take them and
Mhm.
maintain them.
Mhm. Yes, and they've done a really nice job of cleaning that one up and taking out some things that, a buckthorn bush in the middle. Sand Hill is still used. They are still, I think
does
there
that
is
still have
actually
an
one more
organization?
burial in there. No, yeah, I think this is possibly getting toward the end of it. It's very old.
Mhm.
It is a very old cemetery, but it is town property. There have been a couple of burials within the last few years.
There's also some mature tree of heaven in Onanda.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Not really.
Yes, there are. There's up along that driveway that goes up the hill there. There's some
Even on the
Atlantis
trail,
up
there's
there.
some
Yeah.
Pretty large specimens.
Yeah. Yeah, they're big.
So,
Now we need to be sure to check those out when we
always
go there too. Yeah.
Well, does anybody have anything else? I have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
Second.
Yeah.
all in favor?
Oh, yes.
Have a great night.
Thank you. Yes, I've got marching orders here. Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Mhm.
Thank you.